I guess, wait, this isn't an instructional video. This is more like a shit that I'm watching. So if you don't know this about me, I watch a lot of anime in my free time. And since I've been on Crunchyroll, which is probably one of the better anime sites because it's a lot more consistent, I've been on Crunchyroll for a while now, and I sit back and I dig through their archives of anime, and I try to find, like, the best of the best, like the cream of the crop, the ones that taste real good. It's real good. Basically, like, they have a lot of new stuff coming out all the time, and a lot of the stuff just kind of falls by the wayside because it's just like really bad. But this one right here is actually probably one of the better ones that I've seen. Alright, the name of it is Log Horizon, and it's about an online game, an MMO, sort of like a WoW Rift hybrid. What happens is 30,000 people that are logged in at this point in the game where the beginning of the series starts get stuck in the game. Yeah, it sounds fun and stuff, and it's all cool and stuff at first, and everybody's like, yeah, man, I like being a part of it. But then they figure out that a lot of stuff doesn't work the same because they're actually stuck in the game doing attacks and stuff like that. Whereas normally in the game, you would hit a hotkey or go through a menu to get to your attacks and stuff like that. It doesn't work like that. They try to do that and it takes too long. And a lot of people end up dying. But they do respawn at the nearest respawn point, which is like a shrine or something. They start going through and figuring out that they have to do everything on their own just like they're in the real world, which is kind of crazy because a lot of stuff falls by the wayside and they can't do it anymore, like cooking. There is actually a profession in the game that is a cook profession, and they're just about the only people that can cook now. Cooked food is a very precious commodity here now. The story of Log Horizon follows a guy named Shiro, who is one of the best supports online, period. He's like a top support, top tier, top rank, and anybody that is anybody in the game knows who he is because he has probably supported them at one point or another. Not to mention, he's actually one of the best strategists in the game too. After the apocalypse, things go to shit. It goes to complete chaos because a lot of people don't know what's going on. They don't know how to get out. They start PKing people, which means player killing. And this anime actually does very well with MMO terminology, like, grouping, pugs, tanks, DPS, support, things of that nature. By the way, a pug is a pickup group. In a lot of MMOs, a pickup group is something that kind of happens when you go into a random queue dungeon with a bunch of people that you don't know. And generally, you don't do good because in a lot of pickup groups, you get a lot of dumb people. And this anime actually does address that in a very funny way. You might be wondering why the name of the show is Log Horizon. That's the name of Shiro's group, his actual group that he starts after the apocalypse. Basically, his group is in charge of the city where most of the player characters live after the apocalypse. They also, too, get together a round table of other major guilds to run the city, like a city council. They have, commerce guilds, crafting guilds, combat guilds, all represented on this round table. But Shiro and his group of 4 people are actually the chiefs of staff there because Shiro got together an elaborate plan, which he used all of the major guilds to do, and used that plan and the money from that plan to buy the guild hall of that major city, which is like the place that everybody needs to have access to, and he owns it. So he says who gets in and who gets out. He's not like a bad guy or anything, but he is very strict on a lot of different rules, which, by the way, max level in the game is 95, but not too many people have reached it yet because the Apocalypse was actually the name of the expansion that they had gotten at the beginning of the anime. When the Apocalypse happened, it raised the level cap from 90 to 95. So I think there's probably only a few people in the guild, or not in the guild, but in the actual whole game that have actually made it to level 95, because now, since the apocalypse, it's extremely hard to level. Okay, I need to come up with a rating system. Fingers! I give Log Horizon 4.5 fingers out of 5. You should really go watch it. It's good, especially if you play MMOs, because it's spot on. But I'm gonna put some links down there for Crunchyroll, and actually, to the first person that comments, I'm gonna get with you, and I have a free 30-day like trial membership that I could give you for Crunchyroll so that you can actually watch it without getting ads, because fuck ads.